Bonjour à tous. I've just realised we've still got double music on here. Apologies for that. Let me take this off. There we go. No music, just me and my coffee. Bonjour à tous et bienvenue. Welcome to this Coffee Break French Live. We are here for Black Friday and talking about all of our Coffee Break French courses. Yes, indeed, Sasha, I'm enjoying my coffee. Let me know where you're watching from because it's always great to be able to say hello to some people. It is lovely to have you here. And today we're going to be talking about our Coffee Break French courses, our full range of Coffee Break French courses, because over the past few days since we launched our Black Friday sale, we have had many questions about which course should I buy. What's the difference between the Coffee Break Academy and the Coffee Break Club and the Coffee Break membership and all these different things? So I'm going to be talking you through this whole set of courses today. We'll be looking at the courses in the Coffee Break Academy. We'll be having a look at the Coffee Break Club, and I'll be able to explain everything. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you can see our slides here. Yes, we have indeed got our slides. So that all looks like it is working. And I'd love to know, as I said, where you're watching from. So who is watching? We have got, let me see, we've got Fiona joining us in London. We've got Nebelung watching from Brazil. Chamalbin, I love all these names, from the San Francisco Bay Area. We've got Ausha, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, from Cape Town. Laurie's joining us in Rhode Island. We've got Janet joining us in Chicago. I was supposed to be in Chicago last week, but I didn't manage to get there, unfortunately. We've got Tim joining us from the Sussex coast. Stacey in Ohio. Sasha, originally from Moscow, now in LA for over 20 years. And Aboud is in France. Lindsay's in Cumbria. And Lena is in Saudi Arabia. Fantastic. It's great to have you all here. We're delighted to see you. And if you have any questions about our courses, then please do let us know what they are and post them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them a little later on. Now, as I said, today we're going to be talking through all of our courses, the Academy courses. We'll also talk about the Academy membership. We'll talk about the Coffee Break Club, which is an on-demand video platform, and it's a fantastic way to keep your language skills up to scratch and to keep moving forward one coffee break at a time. Talking of which, let me just have a little sip of my coffee. This is the third live stream that we're doing today because we've already done a German one and a Spanish one. This is the French one at 4 o'clock UK time, and then we've got another Italian one afterwards. So I do need my coffee today. We'll talk a little about the pricing of our courses and, most importantly, how to save 40% in our Black Friday sale. And then there, of course, will be time for some questions, and I'll be providing the answers a little later on. So if you've got any questions, then please post them in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. Mais si vous êtes prêts, on va commencer. On va commencer notre leçon. It's not quite a lesson today, it's a presentation, une présentation sur les cours de Coffee Break French and all of our Coffee Break French courses. Let us have a look at the range of content that we've got. Perhaps just before we do so, I'm going to answer this question because I'm not going to be talking about this later on. Lindsay's asking, is the book of La Vérité éclate toujours available yet? No, but it will be soon. We had said in November, it's going to be probably the beginning of December, Lindsay, but we've been working on that this week and it always takes a little time to finalise things, so it will be available, very much hoping that it will be available before the festive season. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let's move on and talk about our courses because we have a whole range of Coffee Break French courses. First of all, we've got our level 1 beginners course, our level 2 lower intermediate, level 3 upper intermediate, and level 4 advanced courses. So all of these courses are 40 lesson courses, and these are our kind of flagship courses at different levels. We also have other shorter courses at different levels. So our magazines, for example, our Verb Fix course, En route avec Coffee Break French. We've got our reading clubs and our travel diaries. And then for more advanced learners, we've got Il était une fois, which is a course featuring Max and Pierre Benoit, two of my Coffee Break French colleagues. And in that course, they basically challenge each other to tell a story using certain words. And we also have La Vérité éclate toujours, which Lindsay mentioned just a few moments ago, our advanced course, which is the equivalent of reading a novel and working through the novel with all of the support that we can provide for that. So all of these courses are French courses, and they go from absolute beginners level in level 1 all the way up to an advanced level in La Vérité, or LVET as we call it, La Vérité éclate toujours. And all of these are available within the Coffee Break Academy. So what I'd like to do today is take you into the Coffee Break Academy and show you some of these courses. And we're going to begin with level 1. However, just before we do that, I'm going to jump to our main page, which is at coffeebreaklanguages.com/bf23. And in this page, if you scroll down, you can see you've just got 4 days left to save at 40%. Scroll down and click on French. Of course, we have 9 languages available. So if you're looking to learn another language or indeed pick up a brand new language, then you've also got 40% off those courses too. But for now, we're going to click on French, and this would take you to some of our highlights of Coffee Break French content, but also explains the Coffee Break Club and the Coffee Break membership. But the most important thing here would be to click on the button that says View All French Courses, and that takes you to our Coffee Break French catalogue. And here, there's a fantastic webinar on offer. That's the one that you're watching right now. So that is our Learning French, Which Courses for You webinar, which of course will be available after the event. So if anyone is joining us afterwards, you'll be able to still watch that. And navigating our catalogue for beginners, lower intermediate, upper intermediate and advanced courses. And there's also information here about our video club, bundles and our membership. I'll talk a little about them later. To begin with, let us look at our beginners content. So we've got Coffee Break French Level 1 and Coffee Break French To Go Season 1. The difference between a level and a season is when we have a level, basically the level doesn't the level increases each time. So in level 1, the content is easier than in level 2. But in season 1 of our travel diaries and season 2 of our travel diaries, it's the same level, but they're just different seasons. So it's different stories each time. But let's take a look at Coffee Break French Level 1 in the Coffee Break Academy. So I've got a demo account here featuring all of our courses. If I go into level 1, we have level 1 here, and I can click on this and access level 1. So now that we're in this, let me just enlarge this a little to make it easier to see. Now that we're in this, we can see here that we're starting at the very beginning of French, asking how are you, using the question ça va. And we work through greetings, saying where you're from, talking about where you live, introducing family, numbers, and so on. So all the basics of French. In each lesson, we have a video. So if we jump into this lesson, we've got a video lesson. So that's a words on screen lesson. And then we also have the audio version of this. And you can see we can download the audio and take that on the go and go out for a walk or something like that, listening to the audio. We've got the lesson notes, which explain everything that we've covered in the lesson, with some vocabulary, some explanations, and so on. And we've got bonus audio, which allows you to take things a little further, gives you further practice in what you've covered in the lesson. So for Coffee Break French Level 1, we work up from an A1 level, an A0 level really, a complete beginner's level, up to the end of A1 into A2. So, for example, at the end of the course here, if we just jump into one of these into these lessons, I'm going to cough, excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. So if we just jump into the notes for this lesson 39, and you'll see in the transcript, then we've got something that is a little more complicated than how are you and my name is. So this is an example to show you how much we've learned in the course of season 1, a long conversation, all in French. And this is what we can achieve by the end of season 1. So Sorry, I said season one. We used to call them seasons, but we've moved to calling them levels now because it makes more sense because they are levels increasing each time. So that is Coffee Break French Level 1, our first level course. Now, we also have content for intermediate learners, and we split that into lower intermediate and upper intermediate. So our lower intermediate content begins with Level 2, moving on from where we left off with Level 1. And you can see here, again, we've got 40 audio, video, and text lessons, and you're building a solid grounding of French grammar and experiencing the language in further contexts. And just to mention, with our Black Friday sale, the normal price is $145 or £120. And that's down to $87 at the moment. And it would be, let me see if I can do this. So it would be £120 times 0.6 would be £72 at the moment with the Black Friday sale on. So level 2 is the second stage of our content, but at this level we also have some other options available. And I think at this point, one of the things that we always experience when we're learning a language is at the beginning, you can move forward because everything that you learn is new. You continue to move forward with each lesson and you're learning new things all the time. But there gets to you come to a point where you can't keep moving forward with such regularity and with such forward movement, if you like, because you have to kind of go on a wider path. I always feel like the beginning of learning a language is walking through a forest with very thick trees on either side, and you're walking on this thin path. But then as you get to level 2, then the path kind of opens out a little and the trees aren't quite as scary on either side, and you can go down little other paths to investigate other things. And that's the really rich part of the intermediate level, where you can experience the language in different ways. You can understand more, you can build your vocabulary, and you can see the grammar that you've been learning in different contexts. So perhaps you've learned to use the perfect tense, for example, and you want to see that in different contexts. So that's exactly what we've provided with our additional materials here at level 2. So, for example, our travel diaries, these are stories. You're following a story of 10 lessons and you're practicing your French on a virtual journey, in the first case through the south of France, and then a second journey through the Normandy beaches and the Loire Valley. And you can see again, there's 40% off these, so the normal price of $49 down to $29 at the moment with our Black Friday sale. Let's take a look at one of the travel diaries now. So if we just come back to this level here, and then we should be able to search for travel diaries. There we go. So let's look for a French travel diary. Here we are. So this is our season 2 of the travel diaries. So we'll just jump into one of these. So this is following the story of a group of people traveling through Normandy and so on. So une journée typiquement normande. If we jump into this, we've got the audio lesson and then the notes. So the notes provide the study text, and we go through the content and explain everything with vocabulary and explanations. And then continuing with the study text, the next paragraph of the study text, and so on. So you've got the audio lesson, but you've also got all of the support here with the transcript. And then we also offer a pronunciation practice video. So you can listen to what's being said and the story that's being read, and then we stop after each sentence, and you can practice your pronunciation using these videos. So that is our travel diaries. Another thing that's available is our Coffee Break French Reading Club. Now, the idea of the reading club is that you get a new text every week. You get a cultural text. The cultural text will allow you to basically build your cultural knowledge as you build your linguistic knowledge. And that is a great way to increase your understanding of the language, but also the life of all the people who speak the language, because they will have experienced the culture of Canada or Belgium or France or wherever they live. And with these cultural texts, we cover texts from a variety of different French-speaking countries. And you get that text along with a listening version of the text with some vocabulary and comprehension questions, so that you can understand the text and build your vocabulary, build your, as I said earlier, your understanding of the language in different contexts. So that's our Coffee Break French Reading Club. We have got 2 seasons of that, so you can do both at once. Basically, you sign up today and you'll get a text today, then another text next week, and another text the week after, and so on, lasting a year. And it's perfectly feasible to do both of those at the same time. Moving on then to upper intermediate. But just before I do, I am going to take a pause, first of all, to take some water and to ask you if you have got any questions, because it would be great to see if you have any questions, and I'm very happy to answer any questions at the moment. Sorry about that. As I say, I'm talking solidly for 4 hours this afternoon. I'm delighted to do so. Just while we're doing this, I thought it would be nice to welcome some new Coffee Break French subscribers. So I think I can do that by pressing here. Yes, we've got Haisun, who has just enrolled in Coffee Break French Level 3. Merci beaucoup. We also have Molly, who is enrolled in Coffee Break French Travel Diaries. Fantastic, good to know. And who else have we got? We've got Susan. And Susan has enrolled, let's see what she's enrolled in, Coffee Break French Level 3. Très bien, Susan. You're very, very welcome. We have got Angela, who has enrolled in Coffee Break French Reading Club. Excellent. And hope you enjoy these regular texts. And Janice, who has enrolled in Coffee Break French Level 2. That is fantastic. Très, très bien. Oh, we've got Judith as well, who has enrolled in La Vérité éclate toujours, so our advanced course. Brilliant. Great to have you here. Thank you all very much for joining us. We hope that you enjoy these new courses. Okay, a couple of questions. Barb is asking, when is the next masterclass? Love Coffee Break French. So the masterclass is our 6-month course. We're in the middle of one at the moment. I think we started in October. So our current learners are working through module 2, and then they'll move on to different modules each month. Now, we're not running a masterclass at the moment, and we haven't confirmed the next dates yet, but there will be another masterclass in the new year. I'm not sure that it'll be January. We'll wait and see what things are going on then. So there will be new content coming there will be a new cohort of the masterclass in the new year, Barb. So Jamalbeen is asking, what is the Delph equivalent for the intermediate courses, B1, etc.? So the ones that we've seen so far, we don't specify that this course is B1 level. I actually think that while the CEFR levels are very useful to give a kind of indication of where you are, it's very difficult to say I am B1 in language X, because B1 can mean something different in different skills. So, for example, I would say I'm learning Norwegian at the moment, and I would say I'm probably B1 in comprehension, but I'm definitely not B1 in production. So I can't speak at a B1 level, but I understand Norwegian at a B1 level. So it's difficult to say that this course is B1 level or B2 level. So what we typically say is that our courses at lower intermediate level, so if we come back to here, level 2 would be, and you can actually see there, we've put on the course A2 to B1. So A2 to B1 level, approximately working at that level. Our travel diaries, again, A2 into B1 slightly. Our reading club, this is just reading at a particular level. So these would probably be A2, B1 level. Once we get on to seasons 1 and 2 of our Coffee Break French magazine, these are more B1 to B2 level. And likewise with level 3, again, B1 to B2 level. So hopefully that gives you an indication of the levels here. What might be even better is if we jump into level 3 and we'll have a look at that. So if we come back here and go back to this point, we can have a look at Coffee Break French level 3. If I just do a little search up here for level 3, you can see level 3 is available in 4 languages. Again, all of these have the same discount on them this week. But if we jump to Coffee Break French level 3, and you can see here that this is a story. We're getting to know 3 characters, and the story of Coffee Break French level 3 is set in a language school in Nice, where we've got 3 characters: Alf, who's a retired English gentleman; Katie, who is an American student; and Veronica, who is an Australian businesswoman. And the three characters are all doing this course at the same school in Nice, and we get to know them through the story and through their diaries that they keep for the course. But we're also looking at language. So here we've got focus on the future tense. If we jump into the lesson notes, so we can see here an explanation of the future tense, and we can see exactly how the future tense is used. And then if we jump back to the story, Katie recounts her trip to Nice. So here is her story. Again, everything is explained, but we are working at a higher level of French. So, le vigile m'a rendu mon portefeuille, mais je n'ai pas eu l'occasion de remercier le jeune homme. So we're seeing a more complex level of French there. And everything, of course, is explained in with explanations. And we're getting these explanations both in the written content in our lesson notes and in the audio materials that feature as part of this course. So that's level 3. We also, at this level, have our magazines. So the magazines are cultural content, and we work through, basically, it's a little like the kind of factual text that you might read in a newspaper or something like that, where you are experiencing French, more formal French, but with these texts, again, we explain everything in the course and go through all the details, explaining the full vocabulary and grammar in the lessons. We also have some other content. So we've got Coffee Break French to Go Season 2, where we've got Pierre Benoit in the streets of France talking to native speakers and asking them questions. So these are video lessons, and we've got full transcripts, again, with explanations of all the content. And our Coffee Break French Verb Fix is a course that, just a short course of 10 lessons focusing on the most common French verbs and helping you master these verbs in different tenses. There's practice texts and sentences to help you build your confidence in verbs. So let's jump back, because I think we've got a few questions here. So Janet is saying, I've been listening to Coffee Break French on Spotify starting back in 2007. Wow, très, très bien. So how do these fit into what you're presenting today? So the podcasts, we've done podcasts in a variety of ways, and all of the seasons of podcasts have been included in our season 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on, and also our podcasts, so the travel diaries and the magazines, these are all available within the podcast feed too. But those podcasts are just audio lessons, and in many cases abridged audio lessons, because within our courses we have all of the support materials, so the video versions or the lesson notes, the accompanying texts, the practice materials that will allow you to take those lessons further. We also have some content that's not available in our podcast feed, and I'll be talking a little about the Coffee Break Club in just a moment too. So I hope that answers your question, Janet. Luna is saying, j'apprécie beaucoup dans cette chaîne, je suis en train d'améliorer mon niveau de français et en même temps j'apprends l'anglais. Super, merci beaucoup. We're delighted that you're learning French and English at the same time with our contents. We've got Maggie asking, is it possible to swap from one course to another if you find one doesn't suit? Absolutely, although you would need to do that pretty much immediately once you get the course. Have a look at it, and if it doesn't suit, then we can swap that out. Obviously, that's not something that we can do after many days of you having the course. We would want you to let us know as soon as possible, and then we'll be able to swap you into level 3 rather than level 2 and so on. And it's ideal if that were the case, that these would be the same price. So, for example, level 1 and level 2 and level 3, these are all the same prices. Whereas we wouldn't really want to swap from level 2 to a magazine or something like that, because those are the same levels but different prices. Okay, it's time to look at our advanced courses. Is it? No, actually, it's not. I'm going to do something before we do our advanced courses. I'm going to have a look at the Coffee Break Club, because we get many questions about what's the difference between the Coffee Break Academy courses and the Coffee Break Club. Well, the Coffee Break Club is an on-demand video library that helps support you doing what you're already doing in your French learning. So regardless of what stage you're at, beginners, intermediate, lower intermediate, upper intermediate, there is content available for you in the Coffee Break Club that will help you take things forward just a little bit every 5-minute lesson that you do. Let me show you the club, and this will make much more sense when we have a look. So this is the Coffee Break Club. It is a collection of video lessons. As I say, it's a little bit like Netflix for language learners, if you like. And you get access to not only the French videos, but also the German, Spanish, and Italian videos for one monthly or annual payment. Let's take a look at our French video. There are literally hundreds of Coffee Break French lessons here, and they're all organized in 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute videos and in different topics. So you've got reading texts here. So here's Max with a reading text, L'art contemporain.
Bonjour and welcome back to the Coffee Break French Club. Moi, c'est Max, et aujourd'hui, je vais vous lire un texte. Today's video, I'm going to read you a text. Le texte s'appelle L'art contemporain, contemporary art. I am first going to read through the text, then I will go to each sentence and explain it sentence by sentence. So if you want to take some notes, grab a piece of paper and a pen or open your notes app, et c'est parti! L'art contemporain. Récemment, j'ai visité un musée d'art contemporain. Les œuvres abstraites et l'exposition m'ont fait réfléchir. C'était une expérience inspirante qui m'a ouvert l'esprit à de nouvelles formes d'expression artistique.
Now, I'm just going to pause Max's video there. So he'll go on, continue the text, and then explain everything in the text. So it's just 5 minutes, and you can see there's even a timer that's counting down the lesson. Just spend 5 minutes and learn some new vocabulary, practice the French that you're learning. And as I said earlier, it's this whole idea of moving forward a little with your French. Just in 5 minutes. So if you've got 5 minutes, then you can do something practical like take a reading text with Max. Or you can perhaps do a translation challenge. Let's take a look at a translation challenge. So here's Leah with a translation challenge. And the idea of the translation challenge is we'll just jump into this one. So here we go. Our first So again, I'll just stop Leah mid video there. Again, with the I think maybe I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't know whether you were able to see Leah. Apologies if you weren't able to see Leah there, but hopefully you can see me now. The videos there are the videos that you can use 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it gives you the opportunity to do some further practice with your French. So let's take a look at some other video content from the club. We also have these videos which are As-tu deviné où je suis? So the idea of this is that you are trying to work out where someone is. So in this case, we've got Max, and Max is going to read postcard.
To figure it out.
Je t'écris depuis la Méditerranée où je passe mes plantes hier. En ville française.
Où je passe mes... Let's have a look at the first
The postcard is from Leah. And Max is trying to work out where Leah is. So we go through each of the clues and then reveal the destination of the location. So hopefully that explains what the As-tu deviné où je suis? So there are literally hundreds of videos here in the Coffee Break French library, and you can see all of these within the Coffee Break Club. So the Coffee Break Club is normally $19.99 per month or $199.99 per year. But again, there's 40% off your first monthly or annual payment of that. So that brings it down to $11.99 per month or $119.99 per year for the Coffee Break Club. And it's perfect for that intermediate level if you're looking for additional materials to practice at that level and help you consolidate what you're learning in our main courses with our Coffee Break Club content. So that's the club. Let's come back to our slides and to make sure we know what we're talking about here, because we've also got our advanced courses, and one of these is La Vérité éclate toujours, and we also have Il était une fois. So I can show you these. Let's jump back over here and hopefully you can see this. And if we go to, well, actually, we're going to look at level 4 first of all. So level 4 in our French course. Level 4 is an advanced course that allows us to follow a story. I'll just increase the size of this a little. We're following a story, and again, it's a little like level 3, but much more complex. So our story that we're following follows 4 people and the way in which they interact. It's a story that you can follow the story, get hooked in the story, but really it's all about gaining an understanding of complex language. So within the transcript, this is an email that we're reading between Gabrielle and Mathieu. And so there's a little bit of chat between Pierre Benoit and me, and then we go through the email, and of course you get an explanation of everything. We talk through all of the phrases that are included in this, and some of the explanation is in English, some of it is in French, but there's movement between the 2 languages, and you're following the story the whole time and gaining an understanding of complex vocabulary and idiomatic expressions within level 4. And then we also have our other courses, Il était une fois and La Vérité éclate toujours. So let's take a look at Il était une fois. This, I have just realized I don't think I've got access to this. I don't have access to this in this account. I need to fix that. So the idea of Il était une fois is where we have Pierre Benoit and Max, and they are challenging each other to come up with a story based on a certain group of words. Let's have a quick look at this video.
Bonjour et bienvenue dans un nouvel épisode de Il était une fois. Moi, c'est Max et comme toujours, je suis en compagnie de
Pierre Benoit.
Pierre Benoit, le seul, l'unique. Aujourd'hui, Pierre Benoit va nous raconter une histoire. Pas n'importe quelle histoire, une histoire basée sur 10 mots que j'ai choisis pour lui. C'est très protocolaire, je te remets les 10 petites cartes.
Le 3e mot. Tu m'as choisi des super mots, toi. Une girouette.
Une girouette, c'est un petit objet muni d'une flèche qui est posé au sommet d'un bâtiment et qui indique dans quelle direction le vent souffle. T'as déjà une petite idée directrice?
J'ai une petite idée directrice, peut-être que tu m'aideras à la finir.
On verra, je pense que t'es assez fort pour improviser des fins d'histoire. T'as jamais vraiment besoin de moi. Il était une fois,
au temps des pharaons,
un docteur qui s'appelait Yves.
Un marin qui s'appelait Marcel.
Marie était vendeuse dans un petit magasin de perruques.
De perruques. Elle a orné toute sa tête.
Orné, je rappelle, embellir avec un élément décoratif.
Voilà.
Et donc, elle a décidé d'infiltrer un réseau de braconniers pour le faire tomber de l'intérieur.
Ah, d'accord. Ce sera l'histoire du petit lapin et du gros taureau.
L'histoire du petit lapin et du gros taureau. Ça peut être un succès commercial incroyable.
Eh ben c'est super, un petit peu de vélo, un petit peu de perruque, un petit peu de froid de canard, et tu nous as fait une super...
aussi. Je crois que c'est une fin parfaite.
Très très bien, donc on vous dit à très bientôt. Et puis, au revoir.
Ouais, bravo Pierre Benoit.
Bravo,
et à
merci
bientôt.
Max. Salut.
So that is Il était une fois. And you can see it's entirely in French. And with our lesson notes and with our transcript, you'll understand everything that's being said, and you'll also get to understand the story that Pierre Benoit and Max are coming up with in each episode. It's great fun, Il était une fois, and really gives you a chance to get real French and to understand French conversations that naturally occur. Il était une fois is very much for an advanced level, and the other advanced course that we have is La vérité éclate toujours. Now, I think I have this in this account. Let's have a look to see if I've got this. Yes, I have. So we can have a look at La vérité éclate toujours. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, so La vérité éclate toujours is, as I said, it's like reading a novel, but with all of the support that we provide to help you make sense of that. So if we look at chapter 1, we've got the text. So this is the text of the chapter, and you can see it's just like a novel, very advanced French. But what we also provide with La vérité éclate toujours is the texte annoté. So you can see here that this is the text with notes, and we've got explanations. So there, le voyage lui parut extrêmement court. So paru is an example of the past historic, and we go into details on that in the audio discussion that we have. So the text annoté helps you understand all of the text. And then, of course, we've got the chapter readings. So we've got fichier audio pour l'étude approfondie de la langue. So these are where you're going into kind of language study episodes, 4 language study episodes, splitting up the text and going through it in detail. We then have a list of vocabulary for the full chapter. We have got the text-only audio, like an audiobook, for example. And then we have got a video version of the text as well. So let's take a quick look at this.
La vérité éclate toujours. Chapitre 1. J'avais oublié ce que c'était de voyager en TGV, se dit James. Seulement 2 heures pour aller à Paris. Le voyage lui parut extrêmement court, et pour cause, le bercement et le calme de la voiture, très tôt ce matin-là, ainsi que la fatigue et le manque de sommeil accumulés après une semaine de travail éreintante, le plongèrent dans un sommeil profond dès son départ de Nantes. Max.
Okay, so you get the idea there, and this is very much like reading a novel, as I said, but with all of that support material, so we can use the texte annoté to discuss it, and obviously we've got the audio versions of the discussion too. And the nice thing about La vérité éclate toujours is we also have what's called the atelier linguistique. And this is where we go into more detail with the words and phrases that are covered, but see them in a different context. So one of the words in this episode was tracasser. And in the text we read, qu'est-ce qui semblait le tracasser tant que ça? What seemed to be worrying him so much? And then we're seeing tracasser in 3 other examples. You are able to develop tracasser and look at it in different examples and taking that language that you've learned within the context of the novel further. So this is not like getting a normal book off the shelf and just reading it. It's like that, but it's in a huge amount of richness in all of the language learning that we offer within La vérité éclate toujours. So, La vérité éclate toujours is available as part of our Black Friday sale. Now, because of the size of the course, it's a 40-chapter novel. Normally, it's $450, but that's down to $270 with our Black Friday discount. So, definitely worth considering if you're at that advanced level. Okay. One thing we've not spoken about, in fact, there are 2 things we've not spoken about. One of these is bundles, because we also offer a whole series of bundles which allow you to make even more savings with our courses. Let's take a look at them now. So you can opt for levels 1 and 2 together, so down from 249 to 149, again, saving 40%, or 1, 2, and 3 together, down from 349 to 209, Or if you want to go for levels 1 to 4 of Coffee Break French, then it's $439, but down to $263 with our 40% off. So a fantastic way to save. But one of the comments that many learners said to us was that they want to dip in and out of different courses, or they're not sure which course, because one course they could really use to review materials before moving on to a higher level, but maybe they didn't want to buy both of those. So what we've done for Black Friday this year is offer a new option, and that is our Black Friday online membership for Coffee Break French, and that gives you access to not 1 but 13 courses. If you can't decide which level to go for, you can access 13 French courses from beginners to advanced in one annual membership. And the normal price for that is $799 per year, but that's down to $479 with the code BF2023. So if we just click here for more info, and I'll show you all of the courses that are included in our Coffee Break French online membership. And that is Coffee Break French Level 1, To Go Season 1, Level 2, our travel diaries, Level 3, our magazines, To Go Season 2, Coffee Break French Level 4, and we've thrown in En Route, we've thrown in Il était une fois, and La Vérité éclate toujours. So it's the perfect way to access lots of content and work your way through all of that content at your own pace. It is an annual membership, so you pay the amount now and then you would pay it again in a year's time. And crucially, it's an online-only membership, so you can't download the resources, but you can access them all in the Coffee Break Academy, just like we've been doing today. But you can't download them to your own device and keep them forever because it is an online membership. So there we have it. That is our entire collection of French content. Let's just work through a couple of other slides here. I think, yes, we've talked about the membership. And there is the full selection of courses at the different levels. So we go from level 1 all the way up to level 4 and then onwards to La Vérité éclate toujours and so on. But really, one of the key things is that if our main levels take you from point A to point B, then the additional materials help fill in the gaps in between. So the travel diaries for between 1 and 2, or magazines between 2 and 3, a reading club that helps you develop your cultural knowledge. And of course, the Coffee Break Club that supports all of these levels on an ongoing basis. And that is the collection of everything that we've got. I'll not really got time to go through that, but if you have any questions, I'm very happy to take 5 minutes to answer some questions now. I'm just going to check through the chat and make sure that we've answered any questions that we've already received. Chamal Bean saying, thanks for the offering, this great opportunity to learn. I've been curious and it's great timing around the holiday. Merci et bonne journée. Merci à vous. I'm also told that we've got a few new Coffee Break French members. So while we've been doing our live broadcast, Jill L has enrolled in Coffee Break French Level 3. Merci beaucoup, Jill. We've also got Maureen, who has enrolled in Level 2. And we also have Sarah, who has enrolled in Level 2 also. Donc, merci beaucoup. Merci, c'est très gentil. So if you have any questions, do post them in the chat. Just a reminder that our Coffee Break French Black Friday sale will be ending. Let me just bring this back here. So we will be ending our sale on Tuesday. So that's in 4 days' time, 7 hours, 11 minutes and 56 seconds. And that is our 40% off sale ending on Tuesday. So you can use BF2023 at checkout or any of the links on any of the pages that we've shown you today to get that automatically applied. Let's just come back to here. We've got a question here. We've got English class asking, sounds great, do you give or are there options for private online classes? That's not something we offer. We offer all of the content that you can use on in your own time as self-access materials that you can use to improve your French. There are all sorts of sources of online classes out there, but at the moment this is not something that we offer. Okay, I am just about to get ready for our Coffee Break Italian live stream. I hope that this has been useful. And again, if you're watching the replay of this video, I hope it's been useful too. Obviously, these videos will be available after the event for anyone who wasn't able to watch live. And we are delighted to welcome anybody to watch the video, and hopefully it's helped you get an idea of the range of content that we have available and the right entry points for you, where it makes most sense for you to start and work through our content. Barb saying, j'ai tellement appris de Coffee Break French et j'ai hâte d'en apprendre davantage. Super, merci beaucoup, Barb. That's great to know. Thank you for sharing that you're looking forward to learning more with us. I will say merci beaucoup à vous tous et bonne continuation as ever. And of course, happy coffee breaking. Merci et à la prochaine. Salut!